Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the hermitcraft server, I'm going to be connecting my beautiful wool farm, which is on the other side of this hill, with the beautiful town, which is over here. Technically, there's already a path through here, but it's kind of weird. We've got a change in the type of stone, which is near regularity right there. We've got this glassy skylight thing, which is cool but weird, an insane Space Invader carpet. And then the people have to go actually through my house to continue onward to the wool farm, which of course is actually over here. Now, what I was looking at doing was creating a tunnel through this mountain here that would lead back to spawn, and I'm realizing that is not necessarily the optimal path. What I can do is I can either bore a hole starting like down there or so, back through kind of diagonally back toward my same bridge, because that bridge is really the only nearby crossing of the little creek river thing we got going on back here, which I will point out momentarily. Okay, there it is. It's the creek river. We didn't name this river. Probably should have. Probably should have thought that through a little better, but we didn't. So anyway, we got this creek thing here. No good passage through here. People don't want to run through a reed farm. They don't want to run through my house. I'm thinking that of the two choices, one of which is to build a ludicrously long tunnel through here diagonally, or the second, which is to allow them to run up here with the open sky and all, and then to proceed through my terrible house setup. I think what I need to do is just make my terrible house setup to be a beautiful house setup. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to rip up this tile and try and find something a little bit more suitable that matches and mixes with this a bit better. So why don't we go pull out those blocks? Time skip. As I have continued the bricken path here, I think that this glass kind of thing works a little bit better. What I do need to do is actually still remove this part of the ladder. Of course, removing parts of ladders as you climb them is always a perilous task at best. What I might be best off doing is climbing right here and just letting those despawn, sad and alone, trapped down there. And we can just kind of come over here and throw these here and here. Putting the half slabs on top of things where the stone meets them does not help, see, like in that case, because you can still see the dirt there. So let's go ahead and remove that one as well. And we can just, whoops, that is completely worthless. Not at all worthwhile. Okay, great. So now we've got this stone ring around here. Oh, except for that one. Why must all of this be terrible? Not anymore, I fixed it, yay. So, boom, that's coming together. What the next big problem is, this is my house. And all my inventory stuff is over here, as well as my furnaces. And my bedroom and all my other redstone and stuff like that is over here. Now, I had been cutting out this area so that I could fall in a pit and then look stupid, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do with it instead is actually turn this into my inventory and smelting area. Originally, this was going to be where I was going to put my timer for this automated potion brewer thing, but it turns out that I can just, even if I just press this button once every time I come past here, I come past here so often that I brew potions faster than I can use them anyway. So I'm not really in any trouble there. And I can also always leave room somewhere to put that input. So, for example, I might set up a series of repeaters that run to back here and then clear out an area so I can put the timer back in there. So that's not going to be any real loss. So I guess what I best do is go ahead and start pulling everything out of these chests over here, which is, of course, going to take forever. And then what I'm guessing I'm going to... Well, actually, you know what? Let's leave the chest there for right now. Let's go ahead and just start making this wider. I think that this should be a 5x5 at least pathway here. And what I'm imagining for it is I'll have the same stone on the foot here, or underfoot on the floor. And then what I want to do is have wool boxes or chests full of the different colored wools that line the walls. So we'll have wool chest walls and bricked floors. I don't know what I'm going to do with the ceiling yet, but I mean, we got 3 or 4 surfaces covered there. and I'll just repurpose this wood and fence materials for the rest of my base, which I'm planning on, like I said, extending either that way and also possibly upward. So let's get to hacking. Inconvenient at best. Just as this path now looks a little bit more together, even though the glass itself has been maintained by adding this stone here, I believe that this hallway now comes together quite a bit better just by adding this color and these chests along here. What I'm envisioning is I'll eventually actually knock out this entire wall leading down to here. But I want folks to be able to not only shear sheep as they need, but also to stow excess wool as they collect it. I kind of decided to go with a rainbow theme kind of going around here. Then I ran out of rainbow colors, and brown is super ugly. And it turned out I only had like 3 pieces of brown carpet. So I actually need to grab some white wool real quick and combine it with some cocoa beans here. And boom, now we've got enough brown wool that I might continue the pattern that I've established throughout the rest of here. I kind of figured I would give it a backdrop behind each chest, like so. The carpet in the front, along with kind of an arrow facing thing, leading toward the sheep paddock. I kind of always want to be sure that we're pushing people toward where the real action is. And in this case, the real action is in the sheep paddock. Let me get out my iron axe here and hew down this door. Now that this is no longer a part of my base, I don't really need to maintain the same sense of containment that we had previously thought was so important. That was a screenshot instead of switching to a different tool. Great job, Joe. Also didn't bring a shovel because I've been busy emptying my inventory, which is important. But when I say my inventory, I don't mean the inventory. I mean the big ol' crazy room back here where I had all my chests. Although this is a silk touch pick, so I can go ahead and grab this too. Oh my goodness, that takes forever. So this room is pretty much empty. I took all the chests out, everything else that went in there. I still need to wall it up over here, which luckily now I have some extra dirt. And I can do that like so. And I'm going to probably fill this in, steal all the pumpkins later. But for right now, I may as well just leave it be. I'm going to go ahead and simply place some stone and pink wool there for the time being. And my main base area now is entirely under here near my big old potion machine. I've got a whole wall of chests with various things in them. Like this is the sand chest, this is the cobble chest, this is the hardened clay chest. This is the enderstone chest. If you haven't figured out the pattern yet, this is the hay bale chest. Anyway, stuff goes under the chests, and then stuff goes in the chest that matches it. And these gates are terrible. This whole walkway thing no longer makes sense now that it backs into a wall. I've also had to move my bed chamber further back, and my nether wart farm is still here, but it's also now the home of the ladder that brings me up to the top. So let's see, bed chamber is real simple. I haven't had time to prettify this yet. I'm probably going to do a separate video about kind of making this space look prettier. Although, what I really need to do at this point, I think this is the furthest back that the entire redstone contraption runs here. I need to set up an alternate entrance to this room that does not go through that wool hallway. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a shovel, because I don't know why I ever took one out of my inventory in this, my time of shovelly need. And I will just kind of come on over this way. And let's see, it seems kind of dumb having the entrance to my base area be this kind of tiny back hallway here, but at the same time, I don't really know where else I would put it because there's no space for it anywhere else. Without directly cutting into the woolly hallway. So let's see, is this... Yeah, here we go. See, this seems about right to me, is having the wool hallway goes here and my door goes right here. So we're just going to go ahead and put these barrier gates here. And we'll fix that up like so a little bit, I think. Boom. I could take that into here. Whoa. Glad that I didn't actually run into the redstone there. That would have made me feel really stupid if I broke my big fancy potion maker thing. So we just chop away at that. Boom. It's not the prettiest entrance ever, and it's going to need a lot of work. But it does serve its purpose at least, which is to keep me out from there. Now, I guess since this is the big wool hallway, I'm going to need to remove that and that now, which makes me sad, but such is life. So that's all starting to come together, I think, pretty well. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to seal this wall off, though. Oh, I already have some gray wool. That will make that all the easier. Make sure we've got torches consistently placed along here. Let's go ahead and move those two down as well. So, is there a good pun about wool hallways? Like Hall of Wool... Oh, dang it. What's... Maybe just something like This Way to Wool Farm. Yeah, that would make sense. This way to the wool farm. Enjoy. Done. So, this way to the wool farm. Enjoy. And then we eat the food. It's all over. Okay, cool. Food is all over. Hallway is gonna lead down there gently, ever so gently. Let's go ahead and throw some extra stone in along here just to kind of even this out a bit. That was a great use of that, let me tell you. Okay, yeah. This is all coming together. The glass there actually kind of works interestingly well with that up there. So if let's pretend I am topmass.net. Let's see, I'm just like, oh, hey guys, I was just making some lentils, and then I turned this corner and everything looks cool. I don't know who did this, but it's awesome. Yeah, I think that's about what topmass.net would say if he saw this. Although probably could clean up some of this dirt here. I don't really love this. I feel like this is kind of unnecessarily distracting, having this grass and stuff here. So put a torch there. So yeah, we've got wool or not wool. We've got dirt and rock on either side. We've got wool in between. This should be a fairly good resource for the entire server and give people less the impression that this is the Joe Hills wool farm and reinforce that this is indeed the server's wool farm. What I might yet do even would be to incorporate some of the nether brick there or the quartz into this design, because right now the only place that the stone really shows up is in the stairwell that leads down to here, not in the construction itself. And conversely, the nether brick shows up in there heavily, but not really up in here. I guess I could incorporate grass or blue wool or one of the other elements, but I don't know. It's a shame that I don't have this set up so that you could see the wool farm really until you come around the corner. There's really no good way to make that happen, though. That corner is going to have to just be there. Because, like, even if I put glass behind here, that wouldn't help you the rest of the hallway. I would like to put something interesting in these two kind of sockets. This wall here could easily accommodate another chest on either side. I'm not sure exactly what yet, though. So feel free to leave comments about that. I read all the comments. I don't necessarily have time to respond to each of them, but I will give them a think. So, cool. We have created a much improved hallway here. We have created a much more spacious inventory room here. I need to rework this whole base, so that's good, though, because that'll be something else to do. And I should probably let y'all go. I know you guys have places to go. I'm so used to running out this as my exit door. Gonna probably need to just wall up this whole thing here. Boom. Walled up. Okay, well that'll save me some embarrassment. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and pick that up as well. Boom. Okay. Well, anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.